Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Digna.
Welcome to Relationships.
We're a couple having a few.
You can find us on social media. We're on Facebook, and it's facebook.com/a-couple-having-a-few. On Instagram, we are instagram.com/getting-to-know-brews. And you can find us on YouTube. Our channel name is Getting to Know Brews. If you want to reach out to us via email, you can email us at drinkndrive@icloud.com. That's drinkndrive@icloud.com. Do you hear that? That is the sound of our new portable air conditioner inside of our little Casbah.
What is it? It was a sunroom, I guess, that we became a storage room that now is our Casbah space. And we won't torture you with that noise anymore. We just wanted you to hear our fancy new West by God Melbourne air conditioning in our back porch.
Yeah, I bought this portable air conditioner yesterday to put out here on the porch, and I installed it yesterday, and it makes it less horrible. But it
depends on the time of the day.
I mean, right now it's after 9 o'clock at night, and it's still a little bit warm in here.
I thought it was comfortable.
It's a little bit warm in here. It's better inside the house right now.
It is, and it's 79 degrees in there.
So yeah, it's a little bit warm out here.
It's all relative.
But during the hottest part of the day, it was unbearable out here for any length of time. And once I got this thing installed, it was only marginally unbearable. Yeah, marginally unbearable. That's exactly what I was going to say.
I know.
And so I was out here all day today because my grandparents installed tint on these windows many, many years ago. But this thing has been here for... This is kind of like a This Old House 2.0 episode almost. So out here on this porch, the sunroom, it's a Florida room. It's all glass,
which is ridiculous.
It's all glass. It's like a screen room, but
it's a greenhouse.
Windows. Yeah, it's hot.
A greenhouse.
It is hot.
If you want to grow anything, put it in a Florida sunroom.
Or if you want to kill anyone,
put them in a Florida sunroom.
But yeah, even with this air conditioner in here, it's still pretty bad. And it's 9 o'clock at night, and I just turned the AC off, and I'm already getting a sheen on my head.
Oh no, sorry guys, it's going to be a 20-minute episode.
Yes, it's going to be a short episode.
Also, we can hear the bugs tapping against the glass because we have a light on in here. So that's a Florida room, y'all.
And we don't even have a light in here per se. This is a reading lamp that I turned the opposite way and shot towards the white ceiling.
The now white ceiling, because that ceiling was black this morning.
Yeah, this morning, all the kick plate and all the aluminum in here and the ceiling, everything was just black.
So there might be a little bit of a mold problem.
It was definitely moist.
It was moist. It was very moist.
It was moist. Yeah, so this is something you run into when you have an old house problems. So I bought this air conditioner, and it's not doing enough. So I'm probably going to buy another air conditioner similar to it. And that way I can have two working in tandem, and then maybe it'll be marginally more acceptable out here.
I don't know that the electric of this house can support that, but we'll see.
I'm giving it all she's got, Captain.
I mean, as it is, we can't have the AC running and the sprinklers running at the same time. I forgot about that. Yeah, because they're on the same...
There's an outdoor refrigerator here, and this outdoor refrigerator obviously uses electricity, and this air conditioner uses electricity, and come to find out our sprinkler system that we just got operational, which is a whole nother This Old House kind of thing, it's on the same circuit. So when the sprinkler came on a little bit earlier today, it tripped the breaker and it just got immediately hot out here and everything was turned off. So
including the air conditioning and the refrigerator that's keeping food cool.
So yeah, we'll have to maybe get a larger breaker or something like that. We'll figure it out. That's the way you do with an old house like that. You just got to figure it out.
So many lists. There are so many lists.
So many listos. That's Spanish. That's Spanish.
Mucho macho listos.
And another thing we found in this old house was a bottle of gin.
Yeah.
Oh, can you grab the bottle real quick so we can tell you? I think it's Fleischmann's. Like, isn't that like a jelly company or like a, I don't know. It is. It's a plastic jug, so it's a 1.75.
It is a Fleischmann's.
Yeah, Fleischmann's works for me.
It was established in 1870.
And that's when this bottle was probably, well, no, because it's plastic. They didn't have plastic. They needed it for the war effort, the Civil War.
Plastic. There's not even, when you buy a bottle of alcohol and there's usually like maybe a story on the back, or this bottle is from whatever, or bottled in or distilled in. They ain't nothing. It does say bottled by Fleischmann's Distilling in Owensboro, Kentucky, but there, like on the back of it, there is no back of it. It's just a clear, cheap-ass bottle of extra dry gin, which we are not gin people.
We are not gin people.
We weren't gin people, I should say, until we discovered long drink. And if you're just catching up, then catch up, and listen to our episode about the long drink that Joe discovered. But if you have been listening along, you know that has become one of our favorite summer beverages.
Yeah, it's a nice beverage, kind of a warmer weather beverage, and it is gin based with grapefruit.
Yeah, it's got a very unique flavor profile.
Yeah. Actually, let me taste this real quick.
But rather than being real, bougie and buying the pre-made long drink that was established in
that's good.
What country was it again? Sweden?
Swedish.
Denmark? Okay.
Yeah.
Swedish. It was not established in Swedish. It is Swedish. But instead of going with that, Joe decided that he would make an abomination drink out of this bottle of extra dry gin that we found in a cabinet a couple weeks ago, I guess. But this bottle is approximately how old?
I mean, my grandfather stopped drinking many, many years ago, so...
I've been in the family for 25 years, and I've never seen him purposefully make a drink. I've never seen him make a drink. I've never seen your grandmother make a drink. I don't think they've had alcohol regularly for at least 30 years.
Yeah, this is probably a 30-year-old bottle of gin, but it didn't go bad or anything, so...
Yeah, there's no such thing as microplastics and anything like that.
Sure, yeah. But we tried to create the long drink. The long story, still long, but I'm just trying to sum it up.
Long story even longer.
We tried to make our own, and so we bought Squirt, which is a grapefruit soda, and I was like, Squirt and gin. And I was like, this is very similar, but it just didn't quite have that little extra zip.
Yeah, the bite from grapefruit.
The grapefruit. Juice. So we bought grapefruit juice today. And so if you put a little splash of the grapefruit juice in with the Squirt and the gin, it's not bad.
It's not. I might prefer it.
There you go. I mean, I think it's going to be cheaper.
Well, I mean, this bottle of gin was free.
And there you go. So, I mean, hell, if we had a grapefruit tree in the backyard, then
we can make our own grapefruit soda. Is that where you're going with that? That's where I was going with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
totally.
Yeah. I mean, we do have a CO2 thing, so we can make soda water, and we can get sugar. And
yeah, we got this.
We're gonna make our own Squirt,
But once we run out of this bottle of gin, apparently we're just going
to spend like $7,000 to like make our own
system.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna become moonshiners to make our own disgusting cocktail that's gin based.
But no, it's a very good cocktail, and it's just mostly Squirt with a
large helping of gin.
Yeah,
and a dash of grapefruit juice.
Yeah, and you can put a lot of gin in there. It's surprising.
Squirt is very good at masking flavor, I guess, because I don't even really taste. Gin has a very distinct flavor to it, and I don't really taste that. Then again,
I'm going to bed. In the bedroom.
Okay.
then again, I mean, this bottle, like we said, is 30 years old, and maybe it doesn't have a flavor anymore. I don't even know.
It still has a smell, and I've tasted it.
I specifically mentioned that because I recently found out that apparently bleach not goes bad, but becomes useless after a certain amount of time, and specifically if it is left out in the heat or the sun, which may be common knowledge to most people. I did not realize this. So there were several jugs of bleach in and around this home that I kept trying to use them, and they just smelled like nothing. I even happened to spill some on myself at one point by accident, because who does that on purpose? And
I am glad
I don't know why I had to specify that.
I'm glad that you had to.
I just want you to know that I do not purposefully walk around throwing bleach on myself. It didn't do anything. It got on my shirt and I immediately did that. Oh no, I tried to rinse it thinking I was, going to have like a bleach stain on my tank top, and nothing happened. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And I smelled it and it didn't smell like anything. So apparently bleach goes bad. Check your bleach. Don't sniff it. Waft it if you must.
Look at you remembering things from chemistry class.
But yeah, so that's a thing. So I'm just kind of going with that train of thought that apparently gin just eventually loses its
ginniness.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the bleach, I opened up that shed that's in the carport the other day, and I didn't take them out because I just opened it for kind of a split second to see what was going on in there.
I don't know why you would do that.
And there are 2 bottles of bleach in there as well, so they probably have lost their bleachiness.
I have a feeling they probably have lost their bleachiness, but they probably fared better than the ones that were in direct sunlight. I did not realize that direct sunlight is a no-no. I mean should have.
There are at least 5 gallons of bleach in this house.
And vinegar. And Windex.
Well, I meant just 5 gallons of bleach in this house that are... And how many? 2 or 3 of them you've already checked and are no good. So these other 2 might be no good. So
and Metamucil.
I understand buying things in bulk on occasion, but not buying everything in bulk.
No.
So some things, sure. Everything, no. So
5 is right out.
that's where my grandfather would buy these things of the coffee. It's the donut shop
yeah,
coffee.
The K-cups.
Yeah, we talked about that. But he would buy them at Sam's, and they come in these big old, I don't even know, 100
boxes
plus.
Boxes of 100, yeah.
Yeah, I mean 100 plus, and they're huge boxes. And he would have 3 or 4 of these boxes in the house at a time. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like,
why?
Why? So right now we're down to 1. And it was opened recently, and I look at it, which we're not drinking that any longer. We finally got our own coffee station.
Did we talk about that?
I don't know, but
I don't think we even talked about setting one up, but we set one up.
We have a coffee station in our room now.
It's so fancy. So fetch.
Fancy.
So fetch.
I don't even know what that means.
I know. I just wanted to say it because I knew you wouldn't know what it meant.
But yeah, so we still need a little bit more work out here because it is hot.
Yes.
I am getting hotter as we speak.
I'm fine.
But this is a nice start to this little porch. It is, and this, like I said, we're doing our little episode out here, and this porch right here is part of the reason why I want a screen room if I was going to sit outside, because just in the time we've had this episode with this light on, I've heard stuff go chink, 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 chink against the windows. And I'm just like...
But also why a screen room is maybe superior. Maybe it's not. But, I mean, I guess in the days that you have your storms and things like that and you don't want rain inside, obviously glass is far superior to screen. But generally speaking, when you have no moving air in a small space and 2 entire walls are glass, 2 out of the 4 walls are mostly glass, which is just letting heat in and holding heat in, it's too much. So I don't know.
And then we've got this refrigerator, which it's producing heat.
It is. I like the idea of a spare fridge. I just don't know that we need a spare fridge.
In this house we have a refrigerator, like your standard in-house refrigerator, freezer. Then in the garage we have a stand-up freezer. It's a standalone freezer. Then here we have a refrigerator with a freezer out here.
Yep.
So we've got a good amount of storage.
Refrigeratory devices. Refrigeratory. It's a word.
Refrigerate. We'll just say refrigerators.
No, I like my word.
Not a word. Maybe it is. I don't know.
That is scientificless.
Not a word. Yeah, but now honestly, I think it would be very dark out here right now had I not cleaned the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Because now the ceiling is white.
It's so pretty.
Versus black. That it was. I can't believe. I honestly didn't think it was going to come this clean.
No.
You got to come clean.
I gotta come clean. That was nasty.
It is, but it's pretty nice now. So
Yeah.
if I could get it so that it was always a bit cooler.
About 10 degrees cooler.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably do like where the kick plate is, put like styrofoam. It probably wouldn't help that much.
No.
Whatever.
It's the glass.
Whatever, Russ.
The glass is the problem. There's no. It's just a no. Also, I know he's trying to like wrap up this episode because he's already sweating after his fresh shower, so he's gonna have to get back in the shower. Would like to point out that we did mention it a couple months ago that we finished school and that we were like sigh of relief, no more homework, yada yada, all that good stuff. But as of June 11th at 2:30, maybe 3 o'clock p.m., Joe and I officially graduated. The graduation, the commencement ceremony commenced and finished, and it was spectacular. And Joe didn't walk. I decided to walk. I wanted to get all fanciful and stuff, and it was fun. And I'm actually kind of glad I walked. I mean, for multiple reasons, but just so happened to meet the person who was directly after me, and he's somebody who had worked with my father for quite a few years. So that was an interesting conversation.
Yeah,
So,
how did you find out that this guy worked with your dad?
We were both given veteran pins. So as you walked into the little like gathering room, they asked you if you were a veteran, and if you were, they gave you a pin. If you wanted to wear it, you could. So I was standing near him, and I said something about, thank you for your service, or something. I mentioned something about the veteran pin. So we started talking about the military. And then he had mentioned that he had retired, and I had, mentioned that I had clearly not, because I'm, 20-something years younger than he is,
But
although I could have retired.
You're old enough to have retired.
I am old enough to have retired.
You would have hit your 20 years earlier this year.
January. But just kind of talking about military stuff, and he said that he retired, but he also mentioned that he had worked at Patrick, and he had specifically mentioned the unit that my dad was in. And I was like, oh, you worked for 920th. That's interesting. What was your job? And he told me that it had something to do with aviation. I didn't quite hear what he had said, but having heard aviation, I was like, oh, do you happen to know Carlos Vargas? And he did. And they're actually Facebook friends. And so they still chat once in a while, which was kind of nice. So my dad got to see me walk, and then he saw his old pal walk that he hadn't seen in years. And it was pretty cool. So,
and we got to see a high school.
Yeah. We saw somebody
I
I hadn't seen in 20, maybe 21 years at this point. He didn't graduate.
Last time I saw him, we still lived in the other West Melbourne
Wasn't
house.
he working at the outlet?
No. Well, yeah, we saw him there, but
Okay.
a long time ago. But more recently, there was a hurricane coming, and I was at the Cumberland Farms on 192 and Dairy,
Mm-hmm.
and I was getting gas because of the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
And I look, and there was Lee. I was like, hey, So that was the last time I saw him.
Gotcha.
But yeah, before that would have been
At the outlet mall when he worked there.
which would have been like right after we got out of the army, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, at an
Close to
outlet
20
mall
years ago.
Yeah, so
Yeah. But yeah, it was good. So we are officially done. We had our diplomas sometime in April, but now like there's nothing after this past Saturday as far as graduation and being done. And
unless somebody wants to give us free stuff, then we'll take it. Money, please.
yes, I mean I'll take free stuff, but I think I'm done taking money for work as far as like for school. Like I don't think I want to take more money to do more school.
No, I just meant if people want to give us graduation presents.
Oh, sure. Yes. Our sponsor, Fleischmann's gin.
Fleischmann's gin.
Fleischmann's gin is
It
our
will
official
kill brain
sponsor.
cells.
Killing brain cells for more than 30 years. Yeah.
More than 30 years.
That's what I'm saying. More than 30 years.
Oh, this bottle.
Yes.
No, it didn't say 1870 something on there?
Established in 1870. I feel like in 1870 they were just drinking, as your sister said once, straight alcohol.
Straight
Whatever that means, but probably wasn't good in any way whatsoever. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Prove me wrong. 1870. Come at me.
I don't even know what you're egging on 1870. Speaking of 1870, it reminded me of the thing where there was like, it said on where this one says 1870. There was another one that said A1 steak sauce, and it says it's like 1864. And someone pointed out, I was like, so you're telling me in the middle of the Civil War, someone came up with some damn stuff to put on steak?
Yep.
Like,
well, because it was whatever they were eating was clearly horrible. They had to come up with something to put on it. It was like eating steakums.
So you think it wasn't steak sauce
no,
originally?
I think they were eating like smidgens of the horses that died.
It's like, oh, we're having squirrel anus stew again.
Yes,
yep.
so let's put some A1 steak sauce on
A1.
it. I think it was probably just called A1 sauce, and then at some point someone was like, I'm going to ruin my steak with this shit, because A1 steak sauce is gross.
I like it. I don't necessarily like it for steak, but like I had a sandwich the other day.
Yeah, you had squirrel anus soup, and it made it better.
No, it was squirrel anus sandwich.
I thought you said soup.
I know, but I said I had a sandwich the other day.
Oh, gotcha.
So, no, I had a sandwich
It was
the other
squirrel
day.
anus soup sandwich.
It was a soup sandwich. But I forget what meat. The meat was kind of dry. And I was like, I'll just put this A1 on there and go for it. But,
so for the same reasons that you had to doctor up your squirrel anus soup sandwich is the same reason that sauce exists at all. And that's why they came up with it in the middle of the Civil War.
But that's why I have some of these. That was before I brought over my favorite hot sauce, the pepper plant. I always forget, is it pepper plant or pepper tree?
I think it's pepper plant. Pepper tree is what's here. Oh. I think it's pepper plant sauce.
Well, that chunky garlic sauce is by far if I could have them as a sponsor. Oh, yeah, they are in California.
You should go see them.
I should go see them, and they can sign a bottle of it for me.
There you go.
You know what?
Don't take a bottle and have them sign it. Buy one there and bring it.
Obviously.
I mean, just making sure you understand.
Bring one from Florida to California.
Yeah. But yes, they are it is from California. And that's a whole story in and of itself that I will make super short. A friend of ours that we had met in Australia in 2013, she had messaged me at some point, and she and her partner had discovered the sauce on a visit to California, I think. And while they were in Australia, she really, really wanted some. So she had asked me to send her some. It was a whole thing. So I had to order it from California, have it sent here, and then repackage it and send it to her in Australia. I think it cost her like close to $100 in shipping. But damn it, she got her sauce. But that got us curious about why she would bother to have sauce sent at, outrageous prices. And so we've been eating it ever since. So you're welcome, Pepper Plant Company Tree Sauce. And
thank you, Australian people.
Yeah.
For
always. That. I mean, just in general. They're good people.
They are almost as far as they can possibly be from us. Like, from a
geographical standpoint.
Mileage. Yeah, sure. We'll say, but from mileage, that you can't get much further away. I'm sure there's somebody could tell you exactly where the most remote place from where we are right now is, but I'm not going to figure that out. But Australian people are very much like us. I don't know if it's because they used to be part of the British Empire, but they're not, or I don't know for sure. But of all of the, I've met people from other English speaking countries, and they're different, more, but there's a lot of stuff that's very similar, even though they speak very differently than we do. But they're, I don't know, just I feel like I can hang out with them better than I could hang out with other people.
It's because they're nice.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, I don't know if people would describe Americans generally as nice, but seeing as we're relatively nice people, I mean, you and I, not the country.
Oh,
but,
me? What?
I mean, it depends on the day. For me as well. But I think because we get along with most people, and they as a country seems to be pretty nice, we get along well with Australians. I don't know.
There you go. Those are some deep, insightful thoughts.
Soup's deep.
Soup's deep.
They're Fleischmann's deep.
That's at least 30 years of depth. All right, now we're going to get to a new segment of the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's our Papa-isms.
Yes.
It's going to be kind of a mixture because I actually made a list and we're trying to...
The list gets longer.
Yeah, exactly.
As
So
we think about it.
the one that I'm gonna do today on the list is the way my grandfather was when he greeted you. And, well, not just you.
A person.
I actually did have just you on there. Because when he greeted Digna specifically, it was always Sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of had nicknames for people in the family and stuff like that. But Digna was Sweetie, and it was always Sweetie when he was...
I don't know when that started, but yeah, I was always...
But he would talk to her, and it might be Digna when he talked, but it would be like, in the greeting phase, it was Sweetie. And what would he say?
Hey, sweetie.
But yeah, hey, sweetie, like that kind of stuff.
Every greeting always started with, hey.
And I became, and it was only, it's not when he was talking about me or to me, well, maybe to me, but not about me. But when he'd see it'd be, hey, Joba. And, but he wouldn't be like, oh, Joba, go do this thing. And
so
hey,
I was talking to Joba.
and we're going to Joba's house, but it was always just specifically in that one, like, but it was always like you felt like you were,
like you were walking into Cece's.
Yeah, hey, welcome to Cece's. Yeah, but I was like, hey, Joba, and hey, Sweetie, and hey, Desmond, and I mean, and
there was Becca, there was Maria.
Oh yeah, my cousin Becky was Becca. Or Becca Boo.
Becca Boo.
Well, so Becca Boo was like the longer one, but then more recently, hey, Becca! Mm-hmm. So, and then my other cousin, she was Jenny Poo. It was kind of the way that one. So Jenny Poo and Becca Boo and Joba, Sweetie. He didn't give Desmond a name. I guess he would be on that part, but it was like,
it's such a good name. There's no reason to change it.
And even to this day, like, last week or whatever, Digna's grandma was like, it's like, how did he say my name? And like, so I'm like, hey, Maria! Like, that's how he would say
It
hers.
really was like you walked into like TGI Fridays or something and it was like, hey, we haven't seen you in so long.
But yeah, so the Papa-ism of this week was just not like the Fonz. Hey!
No.
But just, hey! But yeah, it was nice. You just, even if he wasn't feeling well, or even if he wasn't doing amazing or whatever, he would just, hey! And he would just kind of pump you up a little bit and make you feel more, I don't know. I don't know. It was always uplifting to me and, a little bit funny and all that kind of stuff. And
I do feel like that's kind of carried over now. You specifically, how you greet your grandmother is in the morning is usually, hey, grandma, which is now carried over to Des, who anytime he either sees her first thing in the morning or he's, we're normally kind of out and about during the week and different trips and stuff. But anytime he walks in the house and he sees her, it's, hey, Nana. And he's got his own little, it's not even how he normally talks, but specifically for her, he greets her in the same way. It's real cute.
So yes, the Papa-ism, I think that's one that stuck with me really, really well. And it was just, I'm telling you, if you're in a bad mood or whatever, it didn't seem disingenuous either. It seemed like he was actually happy to see you and all that kind of stuff. And you felt like, hey, Joba. And then he'd lay it on you, the honeydew list. But still.
Hey, Joba, it's great to see you. Also, I need to do these 47 things.
Hey, here's the grocery list of things, Yeah, but we still miss him, still love him. And we're going to carry on doing what we're doing here and kind of reintegrating, not reintegrating, I guess, just integrating, just mixing our old house with this house and
just kind of fitting our puzzle pieces into the whole big puzzle. Jamming our puzzle pieces into the puzzle.
I mean, if it doesn't fit, you have to get a bigger hammer, and that's true. I feel like we've pulled out the hammer a few times to make things.
We are Thor.
What am's Thor? All right, guys.
Well, now it's actually hot in here.
It is so very hot
that I'm hot. So
hot. Hot damn. Ooh. Oh, we can't do more than that much, or we'll have to pay, and we don't have the rights to that song. So I do not own the rights of the song.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Don't be gross.
Wash your hands.
And don't sit in a very hot thing after a shower, because then you'll need to wash your body again.
Butt.
Wash your butt. All right.
Bye.
This has been a Getting to Know Brews presentation.
Music provided by purpleplanet.com. That's purple-planet.com.